Hi, my name is Lerato Phalakatshela and I'm the Hate Crimes Manager at Out LGBT Wellbeing. I'm 26 years old. I studied at the University of Pretoria and I studied town planning, and I also studied at Rosebank College. I did a diploma in project management. I'm currently an activist, a human rights activist, specifically focusing on LGBTI issues. And with regards to that, it's been quite a very interesting journey. I'm passionate about changing people's perceptions, passionate about changing stereotypes, and having a good impact in our community. I enjoy what I do. I started my activism days when I was in university, when I was the acting chairperson of the University of Pretoria's Gay and Lesbian Society called Up and Out. I am currently studying towards a certificate in civil society management so that I can further my skills in being a better member of the LGBTI community through the skills that I learned to improve the lives of the people in the LGBTI community.
So what inspired you to be the voice for those who are voiceless in the LGBTI community?
I believe that not everybody can sit back and just relax, because South Africa has got great laws, we've got great policies and a great constitution. However, we still have a long way to go in terms of changing perceptions and changing attitudes. So I was inspired by the already existing activists, by people like Jay, people like Davinel, who have been out for years, for about a decade or more, who have been doing this kind of work, and they've shown us that we cannot all just sit back and think that the laws and policies that are implemented will work for us, because we need to put in the actual work.
And what challenges have you faced probably in your work? And how many years have you been without?
I've been without for a year now.
Okay.
And some of the challenges that I encounter include challenges of homophobia, because we work closely with government in some of the work that we do. There's still a bit of homophobia, there's still a lot of misused words, there's still a lot of stigma and bad attitudes from government officials. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of sensitizing government officials. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of training to change people that we work with so that they can give better services to the LGBTI community.
And how protected are members of the LGBTI community by our own constitution, one would say?
Unfortunately, South Africa has got no hate crimes law, so that makes it quite difficult to prosecute people, perpetrators on the basis of hate crimes. The Constitution does provide for the rights of LGBTI people. Same-sex couples can get married in South Africa. The Constitution provides for the protection of LGBTI people. However, we are not so protected because our own police system does not understand LGBTI people. Most people face issues of secondary victimization. That is, when they report cases with the police, they get victimized again by the police. Police would ask very seriously damaging questions like, you were raped but you look like a man, why didn't you protect yourself? And you call yourself a lesbian woman, so you want to be a man. So police officials need to be trained because they don't understand themselves. So the good laws and the good policies alone cannot protect us. A lot of work needs to be done on the ground.
And what do you enjoy most about doing this work?
I enjoy meeting different people from all walks of life, sharing different stories about growing up as a gay man or as a lesbian woman, sharing coming out stories with other people, talking about the different experiences we've had growing up in high school, within universities, at our previous workplaces. So I really enjoy meeting different people and hearing their perspectives on issues that LGBTI people face.
And how open is your family to issues of your being, acceptance and all that?
My parents are very old school, if I put it that way. So they prefer to have a system where we don't talk about it, but we know. But I've got 5 siblings and very cool cousins who all know about it. They're very comfortable with it. They're very interested in my life. They've been to my place of work. They've met my friends. They've met my partner, and they're very open to that.
Okay. So with your parents not being able to support you, how does it affect you? Especially when it comes to your relationships, to your education, and let's say sometimes you do something, maybe you fail, in a semester. Do they take that and say, if maybe you were not gay, probably would have, I don't know, because we always have this kind of ideas about gay people having to fail in life, at some stage. There are those who think gay people are quite rich and educated people like we are Somisis, but there are those even in the townships who look down on gay people and think you're all about sex, you're all about partying, you're all about just making noise and grabbing attention. But with your family, having them not, to being open about this, how does it affect you?
It has affected me to some extent, but it has not been the determining factor with most of the things in my life. It has affected me because there's some things that I would have loved to talk to my mom or my dad about regarding relationships or relationship advice. I mean, just to give a quick story. When my parents talked about the birds and the bees or about sex talk with my siblings, I've got five siblings with 6, and I was skipped. I'm the 4th one. I was skipped, and everyone else got the talk except me. So, it's quite challenging because I had to learn some things for myself. But it had not limited me to build a relationship with them nonetheless. I mean, I still have a very good relationship with my parents. When I had issues at school, first year was a bit challenging, but, I made it through with their support. Financially, they've always supported me. They're very, very good people generally. So I did receive the love and support that I needed. And, I just believe that generally, parents and families and people who believe that gay people are only a group that is focused on sex and on partying and associating with bad things just need to be more open to learning about people and diversity and different people. And not all gay people are the same, as much as not all straight people would be the same.
I want to ask now about your childhood. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
Okay, so I'm originally from Limpopo in the northern province of South Africa, and I grew up in a township called Lerato. I was born there. I went to primary school in Lerato, and I went to high school in Lerato as well. I actually had quite a good childhood. I never had any problems with being gay. That means I was never marginalized or made to feel differently. I actually grew up, thinking that I was normal, and which is true because gay people are normal, whatever normal may mean. But I grew up normally with other boys, and I had the best of both worlds. I got to play soccer with the boys. At the same time, I got to play umgusha with the girls, and so I had the best of both worlds. And in high school, it was a similar story. I went to a Christian high school, but I was open about being gay in high school, and it was quite fun. And my teachers were very understanding. They were very open-minded. My classmates were also similarly very open-minded, and I grew up in a very nice environment and community as well. I came to Pretoria when I came to university in 2008, and it was also the same experience. So I was one of the lucky few, maybe if I can say that, to have a very normalized childhood about being different, but also being part of a community and being part of the whole society.
And how important is that for a child growing up, having to being accepted by your parents first and your neighbors, entire community, teachers as well?
It is quite important because those people play a role in your life as a child. They shape the person you become tomorrow. They shape the person, the adult you become. It is quite important to be accepted. It is quite important for parents and teachers and community members to learn about diversity, to learn about the people who are not like them, to learn about LGBTI people, to learn about disabled people, to learn about people of different races, to embrace diversity, because at the end of the day, that can make or break a child, and it is quite important to offer support systems. But it is also similarly important as a child or as an individual to accept yourself first, or come out to yourself first before you can come out to other people, or before you can expect other people to accept you. So it's quite important to have self-acceptance, and there are services provided out there that can help you as an LGBTI young person to come to terms with your sexual orientation and to understand yourself better.
And then probably the case that you had maybe worked on that really drained you, or not just that particular day, but that really had an impact in your life? Can you just tell us briefly about that?
Like about any case?
Any case, but probably something that could, you say, it stands out for you, that really drained you for that day or for that week or month. Maybe you were dealing with it.
There was a case in Katlehong in the East Rand this year, earlier on April, of a young lesbian woman who was murdered. It was in the media. Her name was Lucia Naidu. And she was only 19 years old. She was murdered on the 21st of March, which was on her birthday. Her mother was very traumatized. I went to see the mother, to get the facts of the case and just to offer her counseling from our organization. It was heartbreaking. It was on a Friday. I probably had the most horrible weekend this year. After the story I heard, she was killed outside her gate by two men who just because she was a lesbian and because she was openly lesbian. So it's quite saddening that such a young life was lost. She was studying. She was going to be someone tomorrow. She could have become president. She could have been something in community. She could have done so much for the community. So it was quite heartbreaking to hear the story and also to hear how she was murdered and to also know that she was murdered in front of her parents' house. So yeah.
And how do you cope with such mechanisms do you use?
Unfortunately, there isn't a written script or a written prescription on how to deal with that. But you just take it one day at a time. You move on. You do what you can. You try and get some justice. You try and give the case to the police so that it can be speeded up, so that they can find some justice at least, and so that her mother can also find some peace knowing that her daughter's killers were arrested. So you just take it one day at a time as it goes, and as an activist, it's very important to also just keep moving forward, because you can't just drop down and crumble and never pick yourself up to move forward and to assist other people.